guys, and today I'm going to be doing a book review. One I didn't know if I was going to do, but recently talking to, I guess you could say, my booktube friend, because you know, I like commenting on her videos and she does pretty awesome videos. Anyways, but after I was talking to Book Crazy 2011, she kind of convinced me, or kind of asked me in a way, to do a review on this book. So here I am, and hello, Book Crazy 2000. And so today I'm going to be doing a book review on Unwind by Neil Shusterman, the first book in the Unwinding trilogy. And can I just say that if this review ends up not very well or whatever, it's because I'm going based off of memory. And I have written down some stuff, but those two are based off of memory. I read this in November and it kind of saved me from being into this reading slump trauma. Unwind is about a world where kids 13 to the age of 18 can be chosen to be unwound. Now, unwound is meaning where your body is literally taken apart and all of those organs, everything, every single live cell in your body is donated and given to people who are older or younger. You're literally fully donated, and there is nothing you can do about it because this is your parents' choice. Now, they came up with the idea of unwinding from the Heartland War. Now, the Heartland War was a war that was from pro-choice and pro-life, is it? But it settled with the idea of abortion. Now, there were the people who were against it, and there were the people who were with it. So, these had like a huge giant outbreak of war, and so they came up with the Bill of Life. The Bill of Life is if you get pregnant, you have to have that baby. You have choices. You can either keep the baby, or you could give it to a ward, which is kind of literally a giant orphanage, or you could stork it. Once it turns 13, you have the choice to either have it unwound. And this is the parents' choice. The kids have no say in this. Our three characters in this book, Liv, Rissa, and Connor, which I really believe is our main character in this book, all find out that they are being unwound. Now, these have different states because Connor found out that he was being unwound, and so he decides to run away the day before he's supposed to be picked up by the juvie cops.
Cups? What?
He runs away the day before the juvie cops are supposed to come and get him. Then we move on to our other perspective, which is Rissa. Rissa lives in these giant orphanage I was talking to you guys about, which are called the wards. She is like a piano player. I love piano. If you guys know me, I love either the piano or violin, which is the reason why I love gems so much. I'm not talking about them. Due to budget cuts in the wars, she is also going to be unwound. Then we move on to Liv, who is a Thai? I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm positive I'm saying it wrong. I can't pronounce stuff right. A Thai really is when your parents tell you that you are going to be unwound as soon as you turn 13. And mostly these are for religious beliefs. With all three of our characters knowing that they're going to be unwound, hence these characters come together. They're all in a struggle to survive until 18. They kind of realize that surviving those years until you're 18 may be harder than it seems. This book is a huge adventure on finding out who these characters are and just more about this unwinding world and how to stand against it and whatnot. I think that's it in a way. This book was amazing. The character development was spot on. That's the word I could use to describe, just spot on. It wasn't too fast, it wasn't too slow. We keep switching perspectives. It doesn't just stick with our three characters in mind, it actually moves on to random characters that we see in some scenes. These perspectives, these POVs, all intertwine into this one giant story, and it's pretty cool to see how these stories intertwine. They're not like too loosely apart, like you're wondering why we're seeing it from this point of view. They all play a kind of a part in the story, and it's just pretty cool. And yeah, and there's also a bit of a romance interest in this book, but the love interest in this book doesn't really overpower the action that is happening in it. Doesn't overpower the adventure that goes with it. It's there. You notice it sometimes, but it doesn't demand your attention like some books. This is how many stars I gave it, because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I gave like a 4 out of 5 or something. I love the world building. I love our character development, even though Liv was very stubborn when it came to his beliefs and unwinding. And plus, these covers are creepy. Covers, can you not look at them and be like, what? Especially this one. This cover is very, very creepy.
This kind of reminds me of like Lord of the Flies, where they like stake that pig's head, but this time they're using human heads and multiple of them.
Yeah, this is my thoughts on it, and it's just, I have nothing else to really say about this book other than that this world, it's very creepy. Like with dystopian books, I can say I really enjoy them because I kind of have a sense that there's a low, slim chance of this happening. But with this book, it kind of creeps me out because I can somehow see this happen in the far future. Like, I mean the far, far future. Far future.
We're a vampire and no one can touch me.
The creepy part about this book is that you kind of have a sense that this could happen. People can believe that your whole body can be donated to... I have no words for that. This is what creeps me out about these books. So yeah, if you guys have not read this book, I suggest you do, because it's pretty good and I enjoyed it. I'm just gonna say right now, if it wasn't for Bookrazy 2000, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I have like a terrible memory when it comes to names. But if it wasn't for you asking me to review this book, I don't think I would have reviewed it, because that time has come and gone like years ago. As like the non-spoily part. Spoily people, this is only going to be brief because I already have 15 minutes of footage waiting for me to edit. I was just wondering what it was like to struggle with the ending. Now the ending's not that bad, but it's not too cliffhanger-ish, but it's cliffhanger-ish enough that you're wondering what happens next. Because you have to use your
imagination. Like we don't use our imaginations enough with these.
Also have a little villain in this book. He's not really a villain, but he's like very evil in a way, and he creeps me out. But I like my villains. Don't judge me on that. I like my villains. Why do you think I like Drake? Did I just say Did I just say villains? Civilians. Still, no, I can't cover that up. I kind of got frustrated with Liv because he is very stubborn when it comes to his beliefs. He has like this whole belief that he wants to be unwound, but it takes till halfway of the book for him to realize that he actually wants to survive and he wants to live. But when he realizes that, he's separated from Connor and Rissa, and he has to kind of make it on his own. And then he meets this weird kid who has kind of like multiple personality, except he only has one extra personality. Most of these characters are pretty stubborn, and they all have the instinct of survival. In a way, we're all centered on like there's this one spot in the US where we will be safe from being unwound or the juvie cops. When we make it there, it's still not completely safe because Roland's there with his shark tattoo watching you. When he was about to fight Connor, I was having chills. I thought this was the end for Connor, but it couldn't be because he is our Arkan all well. But he has a whole legend behind him that he can escape anything, juvie cops. But I really like Connor because he actually saved a stork baby. And I was kind of hoping that this like little baby that Rissa and Connor were taking care of was kind of going to be in the book with us for much longer of the book. Like I was actually hoping that it was going to stay with us forever, and Connor and Rissa were going to be like the mother and father of this child, and then they're going to tell him how Connor saved him from being storked and whatever, because I really highly pictured that in my head. And then the woman told him that they couldn't take the baby, and I was dreams shattered before my eyes. And then Liv is like wandering around on his own, and then he comes to the graveyard himself, and the first thing Connor does is punch him. Use your words, Connor. Use your words. Nice words. I don't know what was going on with Liv, but he kind of seemed down. I kind of wonder if it was because he dropped all his belief and he didn't know what to believe in anymore, but just the fact that he decided to become a clapper. Clappers scare me, by the way. That is creepy. How they have toxic, like, chemicals in their body, and all they have to do is clap, and then they'll explode. That is creepy, if you ask me. Who came up with that? Still, that was creepy. And how he decided not to clap, instead he went to go try to save Connor from being unwound. I like Levi for ditching his spots as a clapper and going to try to save Rissa and Connor. And at the end of the book, it's kind of when their romance begins, and they're like, no, I can't live without you. Connor wakes up with Roland's arm tattoo. Connor and Roland had the same blood. No, that's why they were being unwound on the same day. Now Connor doesn't really trust his arm because it's stronger and it belonged to the guy who tried to kill him and hurt Rissa. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book review, and like Book Crazy 2011, leave suggestions or let me know what books you guys want me to review, because I'm behind on reviews right now and I need to catch up. So I'll talk to you guys later, and goodbye!